Hello and welcome to Sestra-Tainment. I'm Lenora.
And I'm Dee.
And we're coming to you today in regards to everything entertainment. And so today I start first, and we are going to be talking about the Hulu show. Hulu. Yes, called All's Fair. So, All's Fair is a production of Ryan Murphy, which we just talked about recently. Monster. Of Ryan Murphy's.
Ryan Murphy's that man.
Yeah, Ed Gein and all of that, and finding out his whole crazy story.
Yeah, tormented.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot. So, and now we're going to talk about All's Fair, which is a complete 180 from that. It's just high luxury.
This is like when he did Coven.
Yeah.
But just no witches, no supernatural and stuff like that. Yeah, it's like lawyers and that are big wigs and
supernatural lawyers with their words and communication.
Yeah, exactly.
That's their power.
Their knowledge. Their knowledge of the
law and their way to work within it and around it. So, so it is a show about a group of female lawyers. And so the first 5 minutes, I'll just walk you through that, which to me, I don't know about you, because I know you watched this as well, so we're going to kind of collaborate on this a little bit. But to me, I felt as though they rushed to get them with their own firm. So, I don't know. Let me go through the cast, and then we'll talk about it.
But no, I get what you're saying. Because it was like, as soon as it starts, But I get it, though. Because they didn't want to lead up to it, because they don't care. The whole thing is not about men.
The beginning,
But no, it's not about men. And because that is the beginning. It's like, we're not even going to show them. They could say something stupid, and then
it's
boom.
going to really be about the women. Yes, girl power. So, all right. So, the cast for All's Fair is Kim Kardashian. I think she actually has top billing on this.
Because so I think she's the main
character and the main quote unquote actress, which I'm still trying to wrap my brain around, in all honesty.
Yeah, I mean, but she's doing good.
She's doing good. But to me, I'm watching you against a Sarah Paulson, who I think is a phenomenal actress. Or even Niecy Nash, all the people that she's acting with. If it were me, I would feel extremely intimidated. But I know she's.
But you know what? Probably not, because Kim Kardashian is a lawyer. Remember, she
didn't pass yet.
Oh, she didn't pass the bar. Okay, well,
I don't think she failed it a few times, and then.
But she does have knowledge, so she probably using her knowledge with Ryan Murphy and stuff. So then she's like, "I'm an executive producer, so therefore I know I have the knowledge for it."
Probably knew that she was studying, self-studying for the bar in California, which has more codes and stuff like that than anywhere else in the state, because there's so many rules for a marriage, and how you're together is very different in California than here. And it made me wonder if that was part of the concept of Ryan Murphy wanting to do a law show, was Kim's been doing it, and I know he had originally asked her to be a part of this whole universe.
Yeah, and she's been in some of his other stuff before,
she was on one of the American Horror Stories of recent. So I think the last one.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was the last one. I can't remember the name of it right now. But
I
watched
pregnancy.
Yep, the pregnancy.
I didn't watch that one.
And so anyway, Kim Kardashian is Laura Grant. It took me a minute, probably 45 minutes into the first episode, before I realized it wasn't Laura. And it was Laura.
I hear with closed captions.
There you go.
So the closed captions are not. It's kind of have you seen that video where it's somebody's watching TV and it has the closed captions on it, and then they turn around and do something. It's and
then they got to turn back,
and they turn back, and then you can hear and understand.
Clearly. Yeah,
that is me with TV.
Yeah. So and I normally have it on, but I was watching it on my phone because I was just let me just do something, while I'm doing something else. So let me have it on my phone, and I didn't turn it on. And there were 2 times that I was just I think I need the closed captions on
No, I have it on my TV.
Yeah.
The TV
normally,
is on closed captions.
It is, right, 100%. So, that used to be a weird thing. Now I feel like more and more people have the closed captions. When you see even videos of people on TikTok or whatever, and they're showing their TV, typically the closed captions are on.
Yeah, I feel like,
I think more people are doing that now. We might have started a wave.
Maybe we did.
I'm claiming that it was us.
Okay,
so anyway,
cool.
But yes. All right. So long story short, so we have her in the show. We have Sarah Paulson, as I just mentioned. So she's in the
she plays Carr.
Yes, she plays Carrington.
Carrington, yeah.
Yes,
but they call her Carr.
Yes, and so I'll get to her character in a moment. We have Matthew. Is it Nasca? He plays Chase Monroe, so he plays.
I don't even know that guy. I've never seen him before.
I've never seen him either.
I feel like maybe Ryan Murphy was like, "You're cute."
You're cute. That's exactly what I thought. I thought Ryan Murphy
because he
was
cannot act.
You are young and you're cute and you want to be in my movie. Yeah. Okay,
but then you're a football player, but you do not have a football body.
He does not have a football. If they said basketball, I would have bought it.
Yeah, I would have bought basketball.
Baseball.
Yeah, even baseball. Baseball would have been perfect.
Would have been totally viable.
But he plays
football. I looked at it like
he must be the quarterback because quarterbacks usually aren't that.
They're a little more blinky.
Yeah.
So, but he plays Kim Kardashian's husband. Mm-hmm. So then we have Glenn Close. So it's a star-studded cast.
Oh, absolutely.
Besides she plays Dina Standish. You have Niecy Nash. And her name is Emerald, and of course, it's not going to show me her.
I don't. She just goes by Emerald.
Yeah, I just hear them call her Emerald. Just Emerald. But no, because it's the name of the law firm. Remember, the law firm is something in green. Maybe I can't remember. You have Naomi Watts is in it. You have Tiana Taylor in it, and so anyway, there's a bunch of people in here. So the way that it starts is that Naomi Watts, who is Liberty, and Kim's character, who's Laura. So Liberty and Laura.
It is green. You're right.
It is green. Okay.
It's Grant Ronson Green and Associates.
Green and Associates. Yeah. Thank you. And so what ends up happening is that they are, and that's why I said it felt a little rushed, because they basically are talking to each other and whispering about, hey, we don't want to be in this boys club law firm anymore, and we want to start our own firm. And so therefore, Glenn Close walks in, and she's like, what are y'all whispering about? What are y'all talking about? But she's very supportive. She's like, look, I get it. I'm here. I'm dealing with these knuckleheads making their little sexist jokes.
Yeah, she was like, I've seen your faces when we're in the boardroom. I see y'all's
faces. We're in these rooms. They're making stupid,
And
remarks.
Glenn Close is the only female partner. And all the rest of them are just sausage. It's a sausage fest.
Yes.
Glenn Close.
Exactly. And so I think in her mind, she's like, look, I had to be the first, and I had to suffer through. I was the only female lawyer, then became the only
She
female
ran
partner.
so they could walk.
So she just felt like, look, she walked so they could run.
Yeah, there you go, my bad.
So she ends up I think that she didn't feel like she could really leave. It's like, well, y'all go ahead and start what y'all are going to start. I'll support you, but I'm in.
Yeah, but she's like, but also there's some stipulations.
Yes, exactly.
Stipulations is you can take somebody from here.
Yes.
Cannot be a client.
But no client.
You can take an employee.
Yep.
And whoever
it is, it can be
and I will help you.
Or it can be a lawyer.
Yeah, she said, and I will back you 100%.
Yes. And so what ends up happening is they decide, well, who we're going to take is Niecy Nash's character, Emerald, who is an investigator.
Yeah, she's the top investigator.
So
it's so funny because
investigator for a law firm.
When they come up to her and she is cussing her sons out on the phone.
Right.
She was like, "Cause I'll make sure that you sleep outside in the yard." And then they were like, "Oh, hey, sorry to interrupt, but we're leaving and we want to go do this." And she was like, don't she she's looking at them like, I got these kids, and they were like, but they were like, but you will make was it
$10 million? Come with us, and we'll make you a partner. See, now that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you become a partner of a law firm when you're not even
a lawyer?
So therefore, it's like, no, we need, because if you think about it, a law firm really does need a great investigator to have that person who's tracking people down, taking pictures.
But it's a whole team. So if you have somebody who is a great investigator, you need them. Even if you have somebody who's really good at hacking stuff, you need them to be part of it too.
Exactly. So they, said, hey, we'll make you a partner, and she was like, I'm in. How quickly can I get my purse?
Yeah, she said, oh, let me pack my stuff.
Exactly.
Let me pack my things.
And so what then it does is kind of jumps to our lovely Sarah Paulson and her being hearing that they're leaving.
Yeah, now she's loud. like
And
in
it's
the
like
not in the
everybody
vestibule,
doesn't
but
know.
like in the hallway of this big
Y'all are
firm.
leaving.
And I mean, all it is like hardwood walls
Echoing.
and like it's really high vaulted ceilings, and all you hear is a click clack of heels. And she's like, "Y'all are leaving,"
I
and it's like,
know.
"Oh my
It's like,
goodness."
shut up.
They're
all
like,
right.
not
They
everybody
were,
knows.
well, such and such knows, and blah, 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 blah. And y'all should have chose me. And I guess she knew that they chose Emerald by that point. And so.
Because Emerald was the one that told her.
Oh, Emerald was the
Emerald
one.
was packing up, and she was like, "Yeah, girl, And she was like, "Well, Emerald knows."
That's why I was trying to figure out who
Yeah, she said
I couldn't
Emerald
remember that's what
knows,
she
and I
picked
think
up.
that
Okay.
she saw Emerald packing her stuff. She said, "Where you going,
Yeah,
girl? They started a new law firm.
Yep.
I'm up out of here."
So she is unhinged in regards to how she reacts to it. She goes ballistic.
Oh well, this is when she was like, why can't I go with you? Take me.
Take me.
She was
Why
like, I'm
don't
the
y'all take
hardest
me?
worker. I have the
Right.
most hours, and blah 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 blah. And they said, you never learn to be human, or navigate in the space of what you want and how much you want it.
Yes, because she didn't know, like, if she wants something, it's like, I'll burn everything to get what I want. And they're like, that's not the energy we're looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus, they said another thing about it.
You steal our lunches out the fridge. And I get that.
She was just like, ugh. But it's kind of like, all right, so you're that person that everybody has at work.
Everybody's like, she's really good at her job, but she is a horrible human being.
But she's a terrible human being.
Yeah.
She'll steal stuff from you.
Yeah.
And oh, by the way, you don't want to be around somebody who is just like, I take no prisoners. Like, it's like, I will take you down, like, period. And so,
but then what she
here
says,
she goes to which person?
She says, what she says to them about Glenn Close's character. I couldn't remember her name. Yeah. They were like, well, wait until such and such hears about this.
She said, oh, wait until Dina finds out. Yeah. And they were like, oh, she already gave her blessing. Yeah. And that really sent her because she was like, there's no way. Because they were like, she's going to eat y'all alive. Yeah. She'll never stand for this, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, no, she already gave us her blessing.
And then they just walked out and was like, good luck.
Yeah. So then she realizes, I need to go talk to Dina. Yeah. So then she goes into her office.
And a whole temper tantrum.
And literally, it cuts to her in her office throwing things off of her desk, like sliding, like how you would see it when somebody's getting ready to have sex on top of a desk and they just slide it.
But she's like sliding stuff one way, sliding it the other way, sliding it on each side of Glenn Close.
Picking up something that was very valuable.
Yeah, and she was like,
getting ready to break.
What was her name? Somebody Meyer. But it was a big. It's a big name.
Yeah.
Person, but as soon as she said it, I was like, "Oh, that's how you spell the last name. It's Meir." But it's not pronounced that way. It's like Mayor or something like that.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But then as soon as she went to pick up something, was throwing down. She was like, such and such gave me that.
Such and such,
and then it was like, you know what else she said? She said that she was glad that she was ugly because then that way it made her work harder and knew that it was her knowledge that got her as far as she did. And then Sarah Paulson's like, you trying to say just because I do my own hair and I do this, that she was like, it's practical. I'm the ugly duckling. Yeah. I do that because it's practical.
Yeah. And she looked very frumpy. Like she looked very like plain Jane.
Yeah, she looked like she worked her tail off and did not have self-care.
Did not have self-care at all. Like, no, I give my blood, sweat, tears, everything to this job. And so what she ends up doing, she just has a whole conniption fit. You'll see it if you watch it. And then she basically threatens and just says, like, you all don't want me as your enemy. Period, point blank, done. Like, you will regret the day.
Yeah, exactly. You will rue the day.
Me as your enemy. Yeah. Then we jumped 10 years.
We jumped 10 years and
everybody's rich. Like, you have the...
Oh, yeah. Kim Kardashian is, what's her name? Alora. She is rich to the part, like, I love that her whole staff is just men. As soon as I saw that, I said, she's like, I don't like men like that no more because they think they can rule the world. So now I'm going to rule every man that works.
There was a man who was cleaning, a man who was like, the butler, the man
I ain't never seen a maid in a full suit before.
He was cleaning glasses, everything. And all of the chefs and everybody in the kitchen. Everybody was a man. And so, but the thought to it could be, does she trust her husband? Because do you just want to have men around? Or is it that because of the fact that you're this powerful woman who believes and trusts that you believe that men are doing women wrong because, as we haven't told y'all yet, but that's what they do. They're divorce attorneys who are responsible for helping women in California get out of loveless marriages or marriages that people cheat on, or
when the husband does them wrong, it's like, you're getting out of my house and I'm not leaving you anything.
Right. And oh, by the way, a lot of times these men have such prenups that people sign that it can be confusing to people. Again, we already talked about how California law can be a little challenging.
So I watched 2 more episodes than you, and then they talk about how Kim Kardashian's husband, that dude Chase, is 10 years younger than her.
Oh, they talked about that in the first episode.
They did? Okay, I didn't hear that. Yep. So then, therefore, it was like now she's become the man.
Yeah, because that's why they said, like, oh, well, we have no problem with you being with him, because they were like, y'all didn't like him, really? And you know, and they were like, well, you know, actually, we thought he was younger, but men do it all the time. So why would we have any issue with you? Like, oh, girl, do your thing, you know? So, but yeah, so she's there. She's talking to her husband. It's their anniversary. Got all this little fun little stuff going on. So you have that whole scene. They show how they are in regards to being attorneys, and how, I wouldn't even say, I don't feel as though what they're doing is necessarily ruthless, but I think that what it is that they know the law, like you said, inside and out, and they know how to step to the line.
Yeah, without
even
crossing
if they're not crossing it. But they put the pinky toe on.
They teeter. They teeter.
On the line.
If their feet are behind it, but the whole upper body is over the line.
Her hips are over the line.
Yeah, exactly. She's standing to the side. She's over the line.
So one of the cases is about a woman who wants to get out of her marriage. Well, we've had 2 in the first episode that I have seen, and so the one that I'm thinking of, she wants to get out, but she signed this, what she felt was an ironclad prenup. And in the process of that, they were like, well, let's look and see what we can do. They do a little digging. And then I liked how Niecy Nash said, you know, I digged, I looked here, I looked there, I followed here, I did this,
she
I
said,
did that, I did
so
this.
I did my first sweep, found nothing. Then I did my second sweep, still found nothing.
No,
so then I
didn't
did,
even say she was finding nothing.
She said,
I did my second sweep, I did my third sweep,
my fourth sweep. She said, I still found nothing. She said, and I loved that.
Yeah,
she said, you know what that means? Because I'm going to find something.
Yes, exactly. Because how is somebody who's so rich that you already know has some kinks and quirks going to have nothing on them? That's different. And then I liked how when they found out what the something was, that they did 2 things, actually. One is they presented an opportunity to someone.
Yes.
And then the other thing is that they knew that they couldn't go down a particular path unless his lawyers went down a particular path.
Exactly.
And so when his lawyers were basically, you know, they're sitting around the table doing their thing, and then his lawyers were like, well, you know, how long is it going to be before we can go ahead to court? I'm guessing it's probably going to be 2030.
Yeah, and she was like, Kim Kardashian was like, thank you for that.
Yes,
thank you for doing that.
because you're slowing down the due process.
Yeah, and she was like, and then also, and then she looks at it, she was like, you know, Emerald, and then the whole screen pops down out of the wooden thing.
Anything, sir, that you would like to share? Like anything that you want to disclose? And he's like, everything about me. People have always tried to blackmail me or do this or do that and hack and yada, yada, yada. And anything about my life, I'm a billionaire, you know. What is it that people are going to find? And she was like, okay.
Yeah, and then I will just say, only thing about that clip was traffic cone. That's the only thing that I have to say about that clip is traffic cone.
That was crazy. It was traffic cone, nipples. It was something else.
Traffic cone and suckling. Suckling. That's what she said. Suckling.
She did say suckling. Yeah, Niecy was hilarious explaining something.
I explained it, and I was like, I want to see what the picture is. And then they didn't show it. Once again, the gold briefcase out of Pulp Fiction. You don't know what it is. You don't know
what it is, yeah. And then there was another woman that they were helping who was actually in New York. And so, but she got married in California, so that's why she wanted California a divorce attorney.
And how she just gets the lawyers, Ronson, how she just gets her
clients.
No.
Oh.
How she just gets her phone number and just calls her cell phone. You don't call the law firm. You call the attorney herself.
Yeah.
Like, how did you get her number? She was like, who is this? I'm sorry. How can I help you? Like, what?
Wealthy, and I guess you got connections. I don't know. And so, but she immediately said, I'm hopping on the next plane out. So, I mean, hey. And when you know that these are like super wealthy people.
She was like, oh, you're such and such, and your husband is such and such of all of the makeup.
Every makeup.
She said, of every makeup. All makeup? Yeah. She's like, I am hopping on a plane right now. Stay put.
Yeah, exactly.
Stay in the room.
That was an interesting scenario there, too, of the reason for the divorce, what was going on, and the emotional roller coaster, let's say, with that one. But the other thing I will say, okay, there's a few things I want to say. One is, I don't think the script is amazing. That's just my personal opinion.
But you've only seen one episode. You gotta wait.
I know. I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah,
but
watch
for this first one.
two.
If it was just this first one, I would be like, I don't even want to
No,
watch
it turned into a soap opera.
Yeah, see, but I don't even know if that's a good script.
No,
we'll see.
No, it's gonna be a good script because you're gonna be like, how did that? And then you're gonna be like, oh snap, wait, and then it's gonna be like, oh. That's sad. You're gonna, it's a whole. You're gonna go through the motions. You're gonna see, it's an emotional roller coaster with the episodes. Not like an emotional roller coaster, like you're gonna be crying or anything, but you're gonna feel like, oh, okay,
I get some things.
Because what's her name? Dina. Yeah. Her husband is Ed.
I don't know.
From Married with Children.
Oh yeah, Ed. What is his name?
Ed O'Neill.
Yes.
Her husband is Ed O'Neill, but he has cancer. So now you're going into because I like how you see them as lawyers and then you see them as actual just women. So then when you see them as just women, then you see how her relationship is with her husband, and they're both super in love.
Okay.
But it's just like that part of their relationship where it's just like, oh, okay, I can understand this. Like, she doesn't want to do this, but then she needs this, and then he doesn't want to do this, and so like that. So, like, you get that part of it where you're like, okay, even though she's a billionaire or multi-millionaire for, being a fantastic lawyer, she also has feelings. She's not just a lawyer who just does not care.
Yeah, I get that. That makes sense.
So, but then you do see that, and then you see, like, you get to see how Niecy Nash, when she's cussing her kids out on the phone in the first episode, in the first, 15 minutes of the first episode, then you see her with her sons later on. Wow. And then you see the love that's in there, and then you're like, oh, that is beautiful. And
gotcha. Okay, so you see the law side as well as the personal side.
And the personal side is the part that brings it in, kind of like a soap opera.
Okay,
but it also has a lot to do with the cases that they're dealing with. So they're actually seeing. They're getting they're like self-reflecting on themselves, seeing the cases,
and the women, so they're seeing themselves. And
so they also one thing that I do kind of like is where they're together in a private plane going somewhere, but then they sit down and they talk about their issue. They talk about the case. And then somebody brings up their issue. Okay. And now all of them are talking about their issue. So now they are actually really close where they don't hide anything from each other.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, now you see the sisterhood, and you you know that the guys ain't going to do that because they're always like, whose thing is bigger than the other one. So I do like that part of it. I think that's dope. I think it's
I mean, well, and if you're into fashion, the fashion's going to be amazing.
The whole thing is very fashion.
It's a lot of big closets, fur coats, and I was like in
it's
California.
But I mean, it's like when it comes to male lawyers, they are all watches. I have this $5,000
watch and the
suit with my shoes and all stuff.
The cufflinks.
Yeah. Where this is the women are completely from head to toe. I have on nothing but couture.
Right, I'm wearing my Birkin bag.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Multiple Birkin bags.
So that's it. So for fashion, yes. For the actual dialogue right now, for me, I'm just saying, for me, it's a nah. But and I think it's just too. It felt rushed. Maybe that's it.
I feel like that's what
I feel like.
I feel like he had to put everything into the first episode to try to catch you to get it. But he put it didn't plan out properly
because I had no I mean, even at the end of that episode, I have no attachment to any of them.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like, you see what I'm saying? It's like, all right, this rush, boom, bing, hoo, ha, hey, here you are.
Okay.
I feel like I've done that noise 15 times. Too bad that can't be the episode.
I know.
Hoo, ha,
That's going to be the name of it now.
No, we can't figure that out. I can't spell that. But anyway, but it's like here, there, this, that, all these things going on. And then it's like, but you're supposed to care about this happening to this person. And I'm like, I don't know if you're a good person or a bad person right now. Like, I'm still trying to figure this out. I'm assuming that you being the female attorneys and all of that, and we're, rooting for you, but I don't know. I mean, Sarah Paulson's obviously upset at you for something. So, is she the villain? Are y'all the villains?
When she sends the edible arrangements with that note.
That was priceless.
She is, when we say Sarah Paulson is ruthless in this, okay, the what's her name? Carr is, she sends a beautiful memo with a edible arrangement that she said that it had fecal matter and what was
she said it was fecal matter.
I can't remember what the first one was.
Something. What was it? Have you not said it, I probably would have thought of it.
I can't remember.
It was like something like rotting fruit and fecal matter or something.
No, it was like sulfuric acid and fecal matter or something like that. It was
But she was like, so that you can eat it and then give your Ozempic a break. Then this and then that, and you're ugly and you're pigs and you're this and you're that. Like, she just went on and on and on about how much she hated them, but it was their 10-year anniversary, so she wanted to do something for them, which was sending it. They knew it was from her before they even opened it, because they were like, who else would send an edible arrangement?
The smallest edible arrangement. That thing was like a sunflower. So it was like a melon and some pineapple, and then like little balls of melon.
Yes.
And that was the entire edible arrangement.
Right.
It could have been in a mug, but they had it in a nice vase.
Oh my goodness. And so they're and Tiana Taylor's in it.
Tiana Taylor's in as Milan.
Admin.
Yes.
Like I don't know what their official office assistant or whatever her title is. And so she's in it, and she was the one who brought it into the room, and then Niecy was like, get that away. Don't you smell that?
No, she was like,
she might have actually.
She said, something smells off. And they were like, well, what are you talking about with this case? She said, no, something smells off. Y'all don't smell that? Get this thing up off the table. Like, no.
Oh my gosh. So so there's betrayal, there's affair, there's a whole lot of different things going on in this. And so
there is Jessica Simpson with a botched face. Oh, that is something to see. Oh no, but I just it's a clip of her on the trailer. Oh. But I watched that episode and I was like, oh my goodness! Like when I first saw her, and I was like, no, it's part of the show.
Oh, it's part of the show.
Yeah. But then when I saw her, I was like, is that Jessica Simpson? Because like from the eyes up, I could see it was Jessica Simpson, but she has prosthetics on. But she has gotten work done. But she has gotten work done. She doesn't look like the same person that she was.
As bad.
But not as bad as they got. Like, they have a prosthetic nose on her, cheeks and stuff like that. And I don't know if those are her lips or not, but they are huge. They look like if you were to take one of those pillows that you have, like if you have hemorrhoids and it's like the round pillow, if you were to take it and like flatten it, like turn it in half, it was like the circle pillow, like a donut, and you turn it in half, that's what looks like it's on her face.
Oh my God.
I hope to goodness that is not her real face and that was just prosthetics, but I don't know for sure.
I hope so too.
Because how do you do a prosthetic big lip like that and her be able to move around her mouth and talk?
I have no idea, but I'm sure prosthetic people have done crazy things.
Because it's like it would have to like sit weird on there. I don't know,
but now you got me curious.
That's what I'm saying. It's I like it. I like the show. I was mad when I got to the third episode. I was like, daggone, I should have just waited.
Because now it's coming out once a week.
I was like, I should have just waited for it to come out.
Because they just released it and did, I think, a 3-episode drop, and then are doing once a week going forward. And so, but anyway, so I did look up to see what people are saying about it, because like I said, with me watching the first episode, I'm like, is this even going to be good? And people aren't liking it.
Really?
People aren't liking it. They said the director responds to critics asking viewers to have an open mind because they're really hating on the fact that Kim Kardashian can't act as well as the rest of the cast. The rest of the cast.
But I mean, I get that she's just entering into her acting thing.
Right. So, and they're like, and plus it's hard to believe, like, of all the times that we've seen Sarah Paulson on here that she's this character. Like that's a little bit. Like,
but I love that
like
though.
Glenn Close or somebody. You know, like should Glenn have done that character?
No, I love her being that character because she can pull it off. She can pull off the crazy. She's already done it multiple times in multiple different things of Ryan Murphy's.
Ratchet.
So therefore, that's why I'm like she could play that role. I don't see anybody else in that cast that could play that role. Yeah. Glenn Close just only played that role recently when what was the?
No, she played it in Hands That Rock the Cradle. I mean, now what is it called? Was that what it was called? When she
had the black daughter?
No, what was the name of the show?
When she was like, I could smell you.
No, when she boiled the rabbit. With Michael Douglas. Oh my gosh. How am I not forget? How am I forgetting that? The name?
Single white female?
No.
Is that an 80s movie? 90s movie, I mean?
Don't age me.
I'm not trying to age you. I'm just saying, but
Fatal Attraction.
But that was back then, right?
Yes, 80s.
But Glenn Close has done so many things since then.
No, I know, but I'm saying, but she played that crazy role back then.
But it would only be harder for her to play that role because she can't go anywhere if she's an older woman. You can't you can't have the older, 70-year-old lady who is trying to leave with the younger people to go to this. How would that? But then it's like 10 years later after that, then it's like this lady is frail now. Yeah. Does she know where her house is? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I get you.
But anyway, I think I like how they have.
Does she know where her house is?
But I'm saying,
but you know they always play everybody down too. Nobody's ever as old as they actually are. Oh
yeah.
But anywho, I digress. I just feel as though it's so far it's fine.
I like it.
I know that they have that all the ratings on the first 3 episodes right now. The highest rating that I have seen. Mm-hmm. Is like a 3.2 out of 10. Like it's haters. A 2.9, a 2.2.
Haters. But everybody's just hating on Kim Kardashian.
But this is the thing. Like it's a much bigger cast than her. And if she's already been on like 2 or 3 different things with him, then if you're a Ryan Murphy fan, you just deal with the Kim part.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the Kim part isn't bothering me as much as the script. It's not just Kim's script. Same. I'm feeling like even hearing Sarah Paulson saying her script, I was like, that's so scripted. Like I could picture that myself. I don't like it. I don't know.
But I think I like it because it's so outlandish. Because there's no female lawyers that are out there that are dressed in full couture with their Birkin bag that are like seen as like sex symbol type women that are attorneys that are making that much money. They're not, they don't put themselves out like that because of the fact that all of the perception that you have is like, if you're pretty, then you're dumb.
Yeah, I don't know.
So now they're trying to break that barrier where it's like, just because I look good don't mean I don't know nothing. I'm pretty and I'm smart and I'm going to take all your clients' money.
California lawyers anyway. I think we're not there. It's a whole other coast. But I do feel as though there are probably those attorneys. I actually stumbled upon a page one time where it's this lady and she has an all-female law firm. It was like, I don't know, 20 people in this picture. Everybody had on pink, and it was all based on like, what's the one with Legally Blonde? So everybody looked like they could have been in Legally Blonde, and they were all standing for this photo, all in their shades of pink. And
now,
I was just like,
they make that good money like that? They make this like...
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
How much they make, but I get what you're saying. But I just feel like out in California, where divorce is like, I give you the divorce, and he was a billionaire or he was a multi like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 figure, millionaire, then I'm just figuring that, like, look, if we're into the triple digits in regards to like, if he's at, this level,
I feel like we would have seen
we're going to get our part of it. No, because I think that they're out there, but I don't think that they're like, I'm going to be flashy with it and have everybody to know
into
me.
It.
Right. I think that it's more like, yes, we're here and you're going to see me driving my Bentley and you're not going to know what I do. And I'm going to be at the best restaurants and I'm going to have the best clothes on and I'm going to be on the fun golf course. But this is what my profession is and I'm that girl.
Yeah. I just like it that it's like breaking the barriers between pretty and smart.
Well, we'll see if I can't believe we talked about this for 34 minutes.
Yeah, because we'll be about to talk about the next one for
we'll talk
20
about it
something
for
minutes.
the rest of the time. So
anyway,
minutes. That is All's Fair on Hulu. Yes,
I love it.
What do you have?
Look, y'all watch All's Fair because I like it.
I'm gonna keep going. Maybe next week I'll come back and say, I was so wrong.
Yeah, because there's one part of All's Fair where Kim Kardashian is doing like the Beyonce lemonade.
Yeah, no,
thing.
I don't like it already in my mind.
Okay.
I saw it in a preview. What I will say is hilarious. Yeah, she had the yellow dress on and the bat and everything. I saw it in a trailer. What I thought was hilarious from a trailer, and then we're going to get off this topic, is when Sarah Paulson's character
shows up
looking like
Kim Kardashian.
Character.
I can't wait for that episode to come up.
Oh my God. Like, even the tan skin and everything.
The thick eyebrows.
And her hair,
the makeup and everything, and she's like, "This is called like she names like this is called something else." She was like, "Yeah, you look like me." It's like, yeah,
because she said this is like slutty lawyer, blah blah blah, like something that was like totally derogatory.
And she was like, "Yeah, that you just look like me."
Mm-hmm. But anyway, all right, go ahead. What you got?
All right, so what I want to talk about is The Woman in Cabin 10.
Yes.
This is on Netflix. The cast is, I actually like the cast. It's some people I don't know, but I do like how the lady from Ted Lasso is on here. I can't remember her name. What's her name? Hannah Waddingham. Waddingham. I don't know. But yeah, so the cast is Keira Knightley, who plays Laura. Yep. You have Guy Pearce, who plays Richard, who is a affluent billionaire that has a foundation that's not really a foundation. You have David Ajala, who plays Ben. You have, I don't know if it's Greet Witt, who plays Carrie. You have Art Malik, who plays Dr. Robert Mehta. You have Gugu Mbatha Raw, who plays Rowan. And then I said Hannah Waddingham, who plays Heidi. And there's some other people in here that you really don't need to know. But those are the main people on it. So I thought this was good.
I like this.
I did like this one a lot. So what it is there is a billionaire and his wife, right? Now, they have a foundation called the Lindstad Foundation, and they have this yacht that they select people to go on with them to different voyages. And these voyages are like, 3 days, 4 days, or something like that?
Yeah, it's like 3 or 4. Yeah,
3 or 4 days?
3 days.
Yeah.
Something short.
Yeah. So with Laura, who's played by Keira Knightley, she's a journalist, and she gets an invitation to the to the yacht. So she's like, she actually is, where it starts off is she was investigating something, and then the people who she was doing an investigation about ended up killing the person that she was trying to get the information for or whatever for this investigation.
She's got a lot of torment because of the fact that somebody passed away.
And her boss, played by Gugu, who's Rowan, is like, you need to take a break, you need to do this. And she was like, well, hey, look, you want me to take a break, but look, I got this invitation to go on this yacht, and maybe I should go. She was like, okay, you can go, but this is going to be like, you just go and you're coming back. Like, don't think that this is going to be a thing where you're just going to be freelance now. Like, I still want you to come back, but I think you just need to take a break from this right here. Like, go and enjoy yourself, but still come back.
But they kind of knew it was like still a little like a story about the foundation. Basically, was what it was going to be, not necessarily anything investigative.
Correct, because her boss was like, I want you to take a break, but she was like, well, no, I want to keep. Yeah, she's like, no, I want to do this journalistic thing. And it will be on a yacht with a whole bunch of affluent people. So this will work. Yeah. Wow. So she's thinking that it's because the foundation is doing something for the wife, who is Anne, because she has cancer. She has like terminal cancer. I think it's like stage 4 cancer. Mm-hmm. So either way, she has her foot out the door. I can't remember if it's 3 or 4, but she's dying. Mm-hmm. Now, her body is deteriorating. So she's thinking that she's supposed to be like, writing something about her and the publication that she works for, how the foundation is. And even though this woman's going through cancer, she's still doing everything she can for the foundation. But now the people on this boat, when she gets there, are not people that she would normally be around. It's an affluent couple that are just like, oh, she's wearing jeans. Mm-hmm. Huh. Yeah. Look at that. That's jeans. There's another guy who's like a tech bro or something like that. Yeah. A media bro or something. Mm-hmm. And there's some other people. But she does have a photographer who's there who she actually has a history with. Mm-hmm. And there's a doctor on the boat, and the doctor actually ends up being Anne's doctor. Mm-hmm. So now there's rich people everywhere, and and the doctor. Yeah. And her.
And her and the photographer.
Yeah, and the photographer.
And the photographer. So the photographer and her are the poorest people on there.
Yeah, exactly. So now Laura is, you see all this stuff going on. They have dinners and everything, and she feels out of place. So now she goes into like this dinner, and she's all dressed up because one lady said something about her jeans. Yeah. And she gets to the dinner, and she has on a gown, and everybody else is just dressed down. She's like, slightly overdressed. And the lady's like, that's embarrassing. She was like, I think it's all right. I look nice. Yeah. So Laura's walking back to her cabin, and she sees the photographer, Ben, like I said, who's played by David Ajala, and she ducks into a room to get away from him. So when she does that...
she's at her own cabin,
because this is cabin 10, and she's cabin 8, which is right beside it. So she ducks in, and she's like, closes the door, and the lady's there, and she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And the lady's like, it's okay. And then she gets out, and then she looks, and she's like, oh, my cabin's right here. And she goes into her cabin. Yeah. So...
But as she's talking to the lady, she's like, oh, okay, like almost like, why weren't you at dinner? Like,
it's like, where'd you come from?
Like, well, why weren't you out and about?
Who are you? Yeah.
And the lady looks startled, but because somebody's coming to your room, but also like, maybe somebody.
I mean, she just got out the shower.
Yeah, got out the shower too.
So she walked out of the bathroom, and somebody's standing in her room. So it's like, wait, what's going on? So now, later on that night, she's in her room, and she hears some arguing. Yeah, like she hears like some commotion in the cabin, but just beside her in cabin 10. And she goes to open up her balcony door, and as she does, she hears a splash. And she believes that somebody was either thrown off or fell off the boat. So she runs to go and tell the staff, hey, this is what's happening. We got to stop the boat. And then they're just like, okay, oh my God. So then they're like stopping the engines. They're trying to figure out what's going on. They're going through and they're counting all the people. And they're like, no, everybody's here. And she's like, there can't be, like, somebody's missed. There was somebody in cabin 10.
Where's the woman in cabin 10?
And they were like,
accounted for?
Yeah, there was like, cabin 10? Well, nobody in cabin 10. It's been empty the whole time. She was like, no, I saw the lady. I was in her cabin. It was like, well, why were you in her cabin? Right. Now it's like, oh, we're blaming it on you. Why were you in her cabin? What happened? And she was like, no. So and then they
accidentally went into the room.
Yeah. So now they're going and they're looking in the room, and she was like, no, she was here. She saw blood like on the glass before. Yeah. She had seen blood on the glass, thinking that something had happened. That's why she thought the lady was thrown off. By the time they go into the cabin,
everything's cleaned up.
Even like she had cigarette butts while she was out on the deck that had blown and blew over to her side, and she goes and she like pushes them back over to the other person's side because she was like, I won't be caught like being a person smoking on this nice yacht. Like no. So it's like she's like, well, look in the trash can. There's cigarette butts in there, and they're just like, no, we clean the bins every 2 days. It's like, okay, but we've only been on the boat for not even a full day, so how is that already cleaned out? Cleaned out? So then she's thinking, like, am I going crazy? I can't be going crazy because I know that lady was there. Mm-hmm. So then she's like, let me see the staff. Maybe it was the staff just popped down, took a shower, whatever. So maybe something happened with one of your staff members. All the staff are accounted for. She goes and she looks at him, and she's like, she's not here. And then he's like, yeah, because there was nobody in cabin 10. Yeah. But she was like, no, maybe she's not here because she fell off. Yeah. And then, so it's her. It's been
like head of security, the yacht owner himself,
the captain.
Everybody's trying to tell her, no, there was nobody in room 10.
Exactly. So now the lady who's been like making smart remarks to her. It's like, oh my God, she's lost it. Like we're trapped at sea with this lady who's crazy. Like, oh, this is gonna be horrible. Now you do have the guy who is a music he plays music. No, he's a musician. He's a musician, and he is actually I think it's Anne's favorite musician.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's there, and then when he's like, yeah, there's too much going on, so I'm out. He's like, I got to dip.
Yeah.
He was like, I've already had other cases on me. Yeah. I gotta go. So
I do remember.
So it's like, I don't even know how he left. Did they have another boat pull up? There was a helicopter. 'Cause I'm sure they had a helicopter pad on big as that thing was.
Sure, that's an excellent point.
Yeah. So then he leaves, and he has women with him. Like, where did the women come from? Because when he got on the boat, well, maybe it was the staff. Yeah, because remember somebody walks into his room and he's just laying on the bed with the two women around him. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that's what I was like, where did these ladies come from, unless they're part of the staff, or like, because when he gets on the boat, he's by himself.
I thought he was by himself, yeah.
So maybe he just slept with some of the staff.
I did not even pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, so the whole movie is basically trying to figure out, wait, I knew I saw somebody in cabin 10. Where is this person at? And something is wrong. Did they kill this person? What's going on? Now, I
will say that they at least take us on that journey of also seeing the person in cabin 10. Because if we didn't, they could have played it that way.
Exactly.
And if we didn't, we would wonder.
Yeah.
What was going
see
on.
Her. Like she came out the bathroom and she was still like, her hair and everything was still wet.
So we know that she is legitimately talking about something that she saw.
Which we all saw as well.
We saw as well, unless we question ourselves seeing what she saw. Yeah. And if she's a reliable narrator.
Exactly.
So you just never know. But anyway.
So it's just her trying to figure out exactly what's going on. But one thing is, she's going to do like an interview with Anne.
The wife, yeah.
With the wife, Anne. And as she's going to do interviews with her, Anne is like, I'm sorry, I'm feeling weak, because I stop taking my medicine. Mm-hmm. So then there's that whole aspect, because then that comes back up later on. Mm-hmm. And then it's all of these weird little things that keep happening. Like they push, she ends up falling into the pool and the cover is closed up on the pool.
Somebody is intentionally trying to.
And if it didn't have a glass wall where you could see inside the boat, then nobody would have ever known. Their backs was to it. She's trying to smack on the glass, but it's thick glass because
they couldn't even hear it. And
they couldn't hear it. And then finally somebody was like, oh my God, yeah. The same woman who was picking on her the entire time was like, oh my God.
So she saved her life,
really. Saved her life.
But then that's the thing too, because she was like, I don't know if I can trust y'all. And I'm like, you literally saw them sitting there after you got pulled into the pool. How do you think that they
But I think that when she says, I don't know if I can trust you all, because she doesn't know if they're all in on it because they all know each other.
Oh, that's
that
true.
kind of way. It's like how do we not know this is kind of like y'all are all with this guy, so if he says, look, we're going to do this, you gonna keep your mouth shut. We're in the middle of the ocean, and if you know that he's a dangerous person,
but then you didn't need to say anything when you saw her in the water. You could have just left that to yourself.
Yeah, that's very
so
true.
To me, I was like, you're kind of blaming people that saved your life.
But they also did not treat her good the entire time.
They didn't. Yeah. You're right.
But she goes on this whole investigation thing. I mean,
that she's not supposed to be going. I mean, because of the fact that she's supposed to be on this nice, leisurely.
And Ben, her and Ben have a history, so therefore she's talking to him. He's like, "Can you just let it go?
Yeah.
We just got like 2 more days, and then if you still think this in 2 more days, then I'll go with you to the police, and we'll try to figure out what's happening."
What's going on.
But like, I'm thinking, 2 more days. If there's a lady who's thrown out in the ocean,
well, they kept going anyway, so it's not like they were going to find them. So,
but it's like, man, like they didn't call the Coast Guard or nothing. So, it's different things that happen between her and Ben, where you could see how now this is folding into you understanding exactly what's happening, and then it's the accusing, and not her being accused, but now her accusing people, and it going back and forth. So it is all.
It did make it seem like she was a little like over the top, a little overzealous. Like, can we just enjoy this time? Like, this isn't about you. Basically, they're like, this is about Anne. Yeah. You're making this whole thing about you and some woman.
But her whole thing is like, I'm not making it about me. Somebody is in the middle of the ocean. Yeah,
somebody is dying.
Yeah.
And we're just on this yacht.
Yeah, we're just on this yacht like nothing happened, because, we're out for this lady who's dying, but you got a lady who's dying, but there might be a lady who's dying in the water right now. So I think that this was really good. It was like a good investigation, kind of like, it was like a Gone Girl type type movie where it's like, the only difference is with Gone Girl, you didn't see any of the information. With this one, you get all of the information, and you're just trying to watch her piece it together.
You get almost all of it, because you don't get the final. I mean,
you don't get.
You don't know.
You get
what
about
actually happens.
Yeah, you get about 75% of the information, and then by the end, it's a nice little
together. You're just like, oh, now I get it all put together.
And how it's all put together, it makes me think about. Rich people, they don't pay attention to people at all. They don't pay attention.
They don't, because I was just like, how is this even?
How is this even possible?
Work? Like how?
Aren't y'all like? I don't get it. I don't understand. So I was just like, people don't know you. People like pretend like, oh my God, you're the greatest. Oh my God, you're so sweet. Blah 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 blah. But then they'll just walk right past you, and not even realize that that's you. So I was like, oh, that is just horrible. That's just horrible. Like you just never paid attention to anybody or anything.
Nobody even noticed.
Yeah. But that's what I had for that was on Netflix called Woman in Cabin 10.
Okay. All right.
I think that I thought it was good. I thought it was really good.
Okay. Excellent.
I think that it's better than All's Fair. I will give you that.
Oh, okay. Yes, I agree with that. I liked the flow of
it's a movie production compared to a TV production. That's how I see it.
Look at you. Yeah. Got it. Okay.
You have some hot topics? Hot topics.
I did have a hot topic since we have a little bit of time left and not probably enough to delve into another topic. Yeah. The one thing I was going to just mention is I know that one of our last episodes we had talked about the passing of D'Angelo.
Yes.
And they did have his funeral in our area. And so, because I was wondering, I was like, how do you normally, like if a famous person passes away and it's in a place like Miami or New York or LA or something like that, you're like, oh yeah, all these people like go
it's a Coliseum that they're rented
like,
out. Yeah.
But then where we are, it's not that big of a venue of where things were, which interestingly enough, it was at my church.
Yeah, right.
Is where they actually held the funeral.
Which I think that's a big venue.
A big venue. Yeah, it's thousands.
It's a mega church
that can fit
it's
in
a mega
there.
church.
However, it's like, wow, I wonder who would come, because you have to think this is like an icon, a person who almost a lot of people give credit to created a genre of music, of neo-soul music. And so therefore they were like, it's a mix of Prince and James Brown and, Otis Redding or whatever. Like it's just this flow and this soul to it, right? And so I was like, gosh, who would come to town for that? And then I'm thinking, wow, what if you're just like at the like at the airport? Yeah. And then all these people are like just coming through. And
is that Janet Jackson?
Right. Is that Erykah Badu?
In Richmond International Airport?
Exactly, which nobody would expect, in a way. But come to find out, I just know a big few people who did come. Now, the funeral was extremely private, meaning...
I was surprised that they even had a funeral. I thought it was just going to be something.
But I guess
small.
It was his wishes, and then knowing that there's some people who just.
But then knowing how big of a person that he is, right? But But did Prince? Did they have? They didn't have a big funeral for Prince. I thought it was going to be something like that, where it was just
it's just an intimate gathering, whatever. So you had to sign a disclosure to go into the funeral to say that you were not going to post any pictures.
Oh yeah, out of respect, I get that.
Pictures, all of that. Like no, well. People ignored it. And so people have been posting pictures of themselves inside the church. They've been posting pictures of the program.
How are they not that smart to know you can be sued for this?
They're posting pictures of the casket. They're just posting pictures of a lot of different things. So based on that, I ended up seeing some of that because somebody that I knew locally went to the funeral and was posting pictures.
And they about to be sued.
Not during the service. This was all before the service, like before the church was even full.
But I mean, I still feel like
they did say not to post. Yes, but I guess in their mind, they're like, it's a technicality. You said don't post the service, and the service hadn't started yet. So I'm just posting pictures, doing this. So, but what pictures I did see and what I did hear was that Stevie Wonder song.
Okay.
At the funeral, like 2 songs. Dave Chappelle came. Questlove.
Oh, yeah, I knew Questlove was on the phone.
And I don't know if people know, but he and Questlove, I didn't realize they had worked together on so much.
Oh, I believe that. Yeah, they're probably in Electric Lady Studios.
So I read this story, and that's why I was like, this could be a hot topic, because I really appreciated that Questlove gave this insight into D'Angelo, because it's just things that no one would really know. But he said that, you know, this guy, Mike, came up to him one time outside of an event and was like, hey, man, I think that, you know, Bob told me, and I forgot who Bob was, but he's like some music producer that Quest knew. It's like, Bob told me, you know, if I ever got to connect with you or whatever, to give you my CD, man, I think you'll really like it. It's a different sound. And he was like, yeah, and then, you know, because Quest loved then it with the Roots. So he was like, okay.
Yeah,
whatever.
I hear that all the time.
Yep. So he said that he happened to have been at I think this happened during one of those award shows when some craziness, I can't remember if it was the one with Suge Knight or whatever. Yeah. I think it might have been the one with Suge Knight or something.
Yeah, all in the videos.
All dancing.
And he wasn't even talking about Diddy.
That's what they say now, which I'm like, was he? I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
So Quest said, you know, it was just a lot to process that night. So he said he's in the hotel room. He's got this CD. And he said, all right, oh, yeah, I forgot that Mike guy, he put Bob, you know, was written on there. Like, Bob told me to give this to you or something like that. So he's like, oh, Bob's person. Okay, let me put this in. So we listened to it and he was like, oh, this is good. Like, this is very different. Like, I like this. But then he didn't have anything else. Yeah. He didn't think about it. Like, he's done. He said then it became like 3 or so years later that he's working on an album or working on something, and who walks in but D'Angelo. Yeah. And he was just like, oh, you're the guy.
You're Mike, right?
Yeah, you're Mike, the guy who gave me, like, that's what he said. When he got the CD, he was like, what's a D'Angelo?
Yeah.
There, so, you know. So then he said that the two of them connected over their fathers because it was like complicated relationship, you know, all of these things. So they connected over that. He said they have been connected friends ever since, the goods, the bads, they didn't necessarily need to talk to each other all the time, but they were always. Yeah. And he said, and his thing was, you know, D'Angelo was all about the music. Mm-hmm. It had to be about the music. Everything was about the music. And it was one of those things where, like, at one point I think they went to like London or somewhere. It was somewhere else where it was a different language being spoken, like Germany or something. And they were talking about how D'Angelo was so surprised that he ended up like getting ready to sing a verse of a new album that had just came out, and the crowd knew it. And he was just like, but nah, man, they knew my words. Yeah. Before I actually said it, and he had him on video, like, and he was like, but nah, they knew, and he was like, yes, like that's
because that's the power of you don't he don't realize how big he is.
Right, and so you know that was part of the story. It was just so many amazing different parts to the story of things that they shared, things that they laughed about, things like it was something that had happened. And they just he said, like, even to this day, they had like a nickname around it. Okay, yeah. And they were just like, yeah, nah, this is, you know, I call you this and you call me that. And it's based on, you know, this experience that we both had together. He said that I think they may have been in the studio together when Prince passed away. Oh, okay. So it's just different things that he was just like, he's my brother. Yeah. And you also understood that he knew in advance that D'Angelo was sick because he had invited him to that picnic that they were having. Oh, yeah, in Philly. And D'Angelo was originally going to do it. And he was like, well, I'm going through some health things, so I think I'm going to be able to do it, but we'll see. Yeah. And then when it got worse, he was like, man, I'm not going to be able to do it. And, you know, it's not great, you know. Yeah. And so Questlove said that he actually ended up visiting him in the hospital. Oh, okay. And was there with him in the hospital, and knowing that, he said it was just he said he was just feeling like, I wasted 3 other years that I could have spent with him had I knew what a D'Angelo was, basically, you know. So he was just like, that's tough to know that I, you know, but then
then also it's like they might not have even been that close.
Would they even have been this close? Right, exactly.
It's all divine timing.
Just how they all like they worked together, they collaborated, they were butt heads. Like it was just, you know. And he said, I knew something was up because the last time they performed together. He said, and I guess it wasn't too long ago. Mm-hmm. No, they were going when he was going to do the picnic. That's what it was. He said that he had told D'Angelo, you should do the set this way and do this song, then this song, then this song. And he said D'Angelo always fought him. Mm-hmm. On like how the flow of everything could be. And he said D'Angelo was like, okay, man, we'll do that. Yeah. And he was like, wait, you ain't going to argue with me or nothing? And he was like, no, man, if that's what you think, then let's do it.
Yeah, I would have been like, no, what's wrong with you? Something's wrong with you. You got to tell me right this second.
Like, hindsight, looking back, he should have known, but then he was just, I mean, you could tell that it was just an emotional piece that he wrote. I think it was for the Rolling Stone. And so he just, talked through all of these pieces that really gave you a great insight into him and why, how does it feel? Or it wasn't called that, but like that song, right? Yeah. Exactly. Why that song and his feelings about that song were the way that they were, and how he was seen as a sex symbol, which he didn't want to be, and just all of those things and different things in the industry that, they collectively could connect on. So I just feel as though he truly, like I know he's got his boys with the Roots and all of that, but I do feel like he truly feels like he lost an amazing and good friend. So
yeah, I get that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but
I do have one more hot topic.
Oh yeah, sure.
Dick Chaney died.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, Dick Chaney died at 84 years old. I think he died Monday.
Oh, that did not even make my radar.
You know why? Because people can't eat. That's why.
Yeah.
That's because everything else that was going on.
Everything else is going on. Oh, and the guy passed out in the White House. Did you see that? The guy passed out in the Oval Office while a press conference was going on. Dr. Oz was in there and some other people talking about Trump RX. Don't even.
Okay.
Don't even. But no, what I'm saying is this guy passed out, and the pictures are Trump looking stoically ahead while the guy's passed out, and he's on the floor. Everybody is on the floor helping this man.
And Trump's just standing there.
And Trump's just standing there looking at the press.
Because rich people don't see. Well, I don't know if he's rich or not, but they just don't see. But they don't see.
Well, no,
other people.
But that was what they were saying, is that they're like everybody else. No, everybody saw the thing that was happening stopped to help the man.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that he didn't see.
Well, no, not physically see, but like I don't pay attention because I'm not.
No, that's not what happened. He literally saw the guy. He turned. He looked, and he was like, "Okay, this ain't got nothing to do with me.
I don't have that. I can't help.
But they were like, but anybody. I mean, I guess I would think any president. If it was George W. Bush,
we do not have any president.
But what I'm saying is that if it was any president, because I won't say any particular Democratic president. I'm saying even if a Republican president, if it was Reagan, anybody, they would have been like, "Oh my gosh, what's going on? Let me go over and check and see how this person is doing."
Oh yeah, no.
But he was just standing there staring, and they were pushing the press out because they didn't want them, continuing to stay in there. So there's pictures on the internet. You can see it for yourself.
Yeah, but that's why Dick Cheney's thing wasn't a real big thing.
Yeah, it was not on the radio. And I don't know, do they do the same kind of fanfare for a vice president as they do for a president when they pass away? I don't think so, right? It's been so long since I feel like I've heard of a
When was the vice president that died?
That's what I said. I can't.
The last vice president that died was president, and that was Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's like vice presidents became presidents. That's why I don't know what happens when a vice president passes away. But okay. Well, rest in peace, Dick Cheney.
Dick Cheney, yeah.
Yes, hopefully.
Duck Hunt. I like to call him Duck Hunt.
Gosh, I was thinking that exact thing about him shooting somebody. But anyway, we digress, y'all. Have an amazing week. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.